down all the new announcements from D23.
This D23 was apparently huge. I mean, I already know of a few of them off the top of my head, but I really want to sit down and get this in-depth, this feel of everything that's coming up, because it's going to be a freaking massive few years for Disney, let me tell you. So let's see what he has in store.
Number 10. To start off with some updates on Disneyland projects, mark your calendars for November 15th because Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens just in time for the start of the holiday season. The new poster for the ride was revealed at D23, and when it opens, Critter Country is biting the dust and the land will now be known as Bayou Country. No opening date has been set for the land, but I'm assuming it will be closer to...
If y'all are living under a rock, it's actually open now. Like I said, this video is a little coming out late, but this is already actually open, and apparently people love it. And on top of that, it is leaving virtual queue very soon. It'll be standby entrance.
Tiana going into previews. With that said, I'm expecting there will be previews for cast members as well as magic key holders. Then over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it was announced that a brand new story featuring the Mandalorian and Grogu is being worked on for Smuggler's Run. This will be for the ride at both Disneyland and Hollywood Studios. No other details were shared, but this is being done to coincide with the Mandalorian and Grogu film that's set to hit theaters in 2026.
I'm really excited about this. This is one of my favorite rides. If you are a Star Wars nerd, there is nothing cooler than being able to like fly the freaking Millennium Falcon. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome. And I mean, the virtual stuff they have in there already is really good. So to see them adding more stuff to it is honestly a really good sign to keep it fresh.
I imagine this new mission will make its debut closer to the release of the film. I'm just really glad Disney is actually bringing new missions to the ride,
Agreed.
and I just hope they continue this trend.
I agree.
Number 9. Now for some updates on Walt Disney World projects. It was confirmed that Test Track at Epcot will be opening in 2025.
That's true.
And we got some more information on what to expect. Disney says Test Track will celebrate today's innovation while highlighting the past, present, and future. The queue will feature 6 distinct exhibits that will all celebrate the vehicles and people that propelled us through the next chapter of motion history. I really do think we could see some animatronics of these influential historical figures, like Henry Ford. From the beginning, Disney has said Test Track 3.0 would be inspired by a world of motion, and it sounds like most of that inspiration will be in the queue. The physical ride still sounds like it's focusing on the present day. The new detailed show scenes will showcase technological advancements in the automotive industry and how mobility connects everyone together. My guess is that Test Track reopens between May and June of 2025, but we'll just have to wait and see. Then for Animal Kingdom, Zootopia Better Together is the name of the new show replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug. Better Together is still set to be a 3D experience, and it's going to take us through the different biomes from the film. There also appears to be an Officer Clawhauser animatronic replacing Hopper. The new show is set to open in winter of 2025, and I feel like we could see It's Tough to Be a Bug close by early 2025. So now is your chance to experience the attraction one last time.
So the thing with that, I am really excited for it, but I hope they go in and not just like replace. I hope they gut all of those old animatronics completely, and I hope they add in like the animatronics they have in like Shanghai and stuff would be sick because they have some of the best Zootopia animatronics. So, you know, if they update the stuff, update the 4D experience, I think it's going to be a top tier entertaining ride. If they do it right, I think it's going to be great. I just hope they go in there and actually change things up and completely revamp everything.
Over at Epcot, a sleek new bar and lounge inspired by Spaceship Earth will open in 2025 in what used to be a private sponsor lounge. It's these windows right here behind Spaceship Earth that look out into World Celebration. This bar should offer some great views of the park. Then over in Magic Kingdom, there were some updates to that Pirates of the Caribbean tavern. This new piece of concept art gives us a much better idea of what it's all gonna look like. As expected, it is a small and cozy space, and
So with him saying, in the concept art saying small and cozy, it does lead me to worry because I am super excited for this. I mean, it looks freaking great, especially after riding pirates and stuff, and you've had a long day at Magic Kingdom and want something to drink. This is the most thematic thing you could get. I just love it. But if it is like, if it's too small, I already sometimes feel like I have trouble finding seating in Magic Kingdom when it's like really packed, so.
On the interior, we can confirm it will be inside the old Pirates League space. I mean, the front is already set up with a check-in desk. The entire gift shop area at Pirates of the Caribbean has already been closed for construction, and work is well underway. No exact dates were shared, but the new Pirates Bar is also set to open in 2025.
If they do it right, this might be the best place to sit there and have a drink in all of the Magic Kingdom. It's gonna be freaking sick. I mean, look at that theming. I mean, it's like you're in Sea of Thieves. It's like you're on the open seas. You've been sailing all day in the open ocean, and you're tired and want something to drink, and you pull up to the port, and this is where you go. I mean, the theming just looks so perfect. I just can't wait.
Number 8. Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln at Disneyland has been closed since April, and now we know why building permits listed a turntable was being installed.
I'm so incredibly honored to announce that we are creating a new show for the Main Street Opera House, and we're calling it Walt Disney: A Magical Life.
That's right, a brand new show called Walt Disney: A Magical Life will play in the Main Street Opera House in rotation with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. The show will feature the first ever audio animatronic of Walt Disney, and it's going to bring together the past, present, and future of storytelling. We'll be able to experience what it would have been like to stop into Walt's office and see what ideas he was dreaming up. It looks like it's some plans for Disneyland, and a new attraction with Abraham Lincoln are in the works. In a Fortune magazine article, it was shared that Walt will start leaning against the desk like he is in the concept art, then he'll stand up to tell his story. This will be the most lifelike human animatronic Disney has ever created, and they've even developed new technical methods to animate the hands and fingers. It was also confirmed that all of Walt's dialogue will be taken from archived audio recordings. It's a big responsibility bringing Walt to life, so Imagineers have been working closely with members of the Disney family. Walt Disney is now a historical figure, and I'm sure the show will be a perfect tribute to the greatest dreamer of all. Walt Disney: A Magical Life is set to open in 2025, just in time for Disneyland's 70th anniversary.
I think that's going to be a good show. It's going to be really neat.
Number 7. After a captivating performance from Ernesto de la Cruz, Josh D'Amaro announced,
We're bringing an all-new attraction, the first Coco ride to a Disney park.
It's gonna take us through the world of the film as we join Miguel on a trip to the land of the dead. The new Coco ride will find a home at Disney California Adventure, and it's...
I knew it wasn't coming to Disney World, but it still bums me out to hear that, because Coco is a dark ride's dream. The colors, the atmosphere, the music, it's freaking great, and I'm gonna have to take a trip down to Disneyland when this opens to ride it, because I know this is gonna be a great dark ride. I mean, I already like the 3 capybaras rides in, Epcot that we have now, and I love it, and that's basically a very simple ride, and I can only imagine this is going to take it to the next level completely with all like the colors and stuff. So I'm really excited to see what this ride is going to be like.
It's going to be filled with the latest advancements in audio animatronic technology. And you can't forget the music. It wouldn't be a Disney boat ride, or Coco for that matter, without music. I can just see the dancing skeletons now.
Yeah.
A water-based dark ride lends itself so well to the land of the dead.
That's
and
what
since
I'm
Coco
saying.
is a Pixar film, my guess is that it's going to be placed right here just behind Pixar Pier, with the entrance to the ride through the Pixar Promenade. Since construction isn't slated to start until 2026, Disney needs that time to build and relocate these backstage buildings before construction can start on the ride. Although this is still a few years away, I could not be more excited. I think this Coco ride is going to be a massive hit.
I'm ready to see more concept art of it. I want to see what they do with it.
Number 6. So you know that e-ticket attraction in Avengers Campus that's been talked about for years? Well, it's becoming a reality, and construction is set to begin next year. Avengers Infinity Defense will be the brand new ride that will take us into the multiverse. King Thanos is wreaking havoc, so us recruits need to team up with the Avengers and take on his army. We'll work together to protect many iconic locations like Asgard, Wakanda, and even New York City. A model of the ride vehicle was on display at the expo, and it looks exactly like the ride vehicle for the Peter Pan ride in Tokyo's Fantasy Springs. The ride system is pretty much the same as Transformers at Universal. Now, Disney has confirmed that Avengers Infinity Defense will use large-scale physical environments and immersive media, but I do hope a couple of animatronics are also included. This new ride is going to complement the rest of the land really well, but there was another surprise.
We're adding a fourth attraction to Avengers Campus.
Before we get into that, I just want to say that ride vehicle looks just like the Transformers ride, like he said, but also the Spider-Man ride. I was hoping in my heart that this was going to be like a roller coaster, a lot like Cosmic Rewind, but it's definitely going to be like a more 4D. But don't get me wrong, I mean, the Spider-Man ride is great. One of my favorite rides at Universal, but I was hoping it was going to be more of like a roller coaster, more fast-paced.
Just beside Avengers Infinity Defense, you'll be able to find Stark Flight Lab. This is where Tony Stark and the other Avengers invent, develop, and test technology they need to protect our world. Here, they just happen to be testing some new flight technology. Riders will sit in these two-person pods, deploy to a test station, then a robotic arm grabs the pod and starts whirling you around in a simulated flight mission. The two new rides will be built on the backstage parking lot, and it will almost double the size of Avengers Campus. With construction set to begin next...
That looks so sick. Like, California Adventure and stuff, California Disneyland, California. Freaking sick Avengers Campus. They've done really good with that. Like, I'm jealous. As someone who is, a main Disney World person, this is something I wish we had.
Expansion opening between 2027 to early 2028. Number 5. The great thing about this year's D23 Parks panel was that there was no blue sky. Everything announced was a active development, so we can finally say that Tropical Americas will be replacing Dinoland at Animal Kingdom.
So like, as you can see, I kind of have a picture of where this is in my head. Like, I'm assuming that's the Indiana Jones temple back there. This is gonna look freaking amazing. I cannot wait for them to do this. I'm gonna miss Dinosaur with all my heart because it's one of my favorite rides there. But if they do this right, and I know they will, it is going to be such a cool area in this park.
This piece of...
And honestly, something that I would feel Animal Kingdom really, really needs. Like, they need something like this. They don't have enough rides to begin with, but I feel like this is definitely going to revamp the park in a good way and make people want to go to Animal Kingdom a lot more.
Concept art has been circulating for a while, but so many new details were shared. Tropical Americas will take us into the fictional town of Pueblo Esperanza. Imagineering had a model on display at the expo, and like the rest of Animal Kingdom, it's gonna feel very rustic and lived in with a rich history. Once completed, the 11-acre land will include the Esperanza Hacienda, which is replacing Restaurantosaurus. The first one is a carousel, which will be replacing the Boneyard, but this isn't just any old carousel. A local woodcarver in the town carved his favorite animals from Disney stories and created this beautiful work of art. One of the animals, which happened to be Kevin from Up, was on display, and the detail is incredible. I love the direction they went with here. Nowadays, it's rare to see newly built, authentic wooden carousels. It really feels like something that belongs in Animal Kingdom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Next, on the left-hand side of the land, you'll recognize the Madrigal's Casita, which will be home to the very first Encanto ride. For this attraction, the Casita has brought the furniture to life for us to travel through the various rooms in the house. We'll encounter some of our favorite characters from the film, but when we arrive at the Casita, it's actually the day Antonio gets his magical gift. This was the ability to communicate with animals. So the ride ends in Antonio's room, which has been transformed into this beautiful rainforest. It's going to be filled with lush tropical landscapes along with many of his new animal friends. I can just see the scene now. Going the route of Antonio's room really ties Encanto in with the themes of Animal Kingdom. Plus, we still get to explore the magical Casita. Now, in terms of a ride system, we know it's not going to be a boat ride, so it's either going to be an Omnimover or trackless.
I hope it's not an Omnimover. I hope it's a trackless and they take a lot of the advancements from Disneyland Tokyo. A lot of their trackless rides are really sick over there. I hope they bring that over. I hope it's not an Omnimover. From this concept art, to me, it doesn't look like an Omnimover, but I hope it's a trackless, especially with like their updated systems.
Either way, that show building is massive, and I think this will be a true e-ticket dark ride. Then on the other side of the land, we have Indiana Jones replacing Dinosaur. But don't worry, the Indiana Jones story is going to be unique to Animal Kingdom. Here, Indy discovers a perfectly preserved Maya temple. He's heard some rumors of an ancient mythical creature deep within it, so naturally he ventures inside to explore the temple and takes us along for the journey. Again, mythical creatures were always meant to be part of Animal Kingdom, and I cannot wait to learn what the creature will be. Now, construction on Tropical Americas is set to begin this fall, but it will be done in phases. This means Dinosaur will stay open for the time being, I'm gonna guess probably until the beginning of summer next year. Come this fall when construction starts, we'll probably see Chester and Hester's fully closing and possibly the Boneyard. Tropical Americas is set to fully open in 2027, and I cannot wait for construction to begin.
Yeah, I mean, the Indiana Jones ride, the question that I have, and the answer could be out there, I haven't really thought about it, but are they just taking the dinosaur ride itself and putting it, or I wonder if they're going to completely, demolish the whole dinosaur thing and make its own ride system. I hope it's that option. I hope they're not just going to keep the dinosaur ride as it is and then build around it. I hope they make a unique ride system. And I mean, I'd even be okay if they went with the route of like a Universal, the Kong ride, where you ride through a Jeep, like in a Jeep. I think that'd be kind of neat, but, or even like a trackless, I think would be really neat, but I feel like they're just going to keep the skeleton and just build around it, which, I mean, is fine, but they need to do a lot of revamping if they want it to be a modern, Disney ride.
Number 4. It's been no secret that an Avatar land was coming to Disneyland, and at D23, Josh D'Amaro announced,
It's coming to Disney California Adventure.
this new Avatar land will be a unique land.
Theirs looks so much cooler than ours. That just, I love our floating rock, but that looks sick. I probably won't be as big though, but man, that looks good.
And based on Avatar: The Way of Water, as well as the third film, Avatar: Fire and Ash. The concept art looks absolutely stunning, and the land will be home to a brand new...
Dude, that looks so good. That is sick.
New water ride.
We'll invite our guests to take the adventure of a lifetime as we join an excursion in search of majestic natural wonders that can only be found on Pandora.
We'll discover dense bioluminescent forests, explore the outdoor beauty of Pandora, and then there might be some danger along the way. The ride was described as being a dynamic, intense, and emotional experience. It truly looks spectacular, and if it does in fact use the same ride system as Pirates in Shanghai, it's gonna be a very immersive experience. No timeline or location was announced for the new land, except for the
That's sick! What?
来得正好，我忠诚的船员们，在下见 Sparrow 船长为您效劳。好了。
Okay, so it's got like the Mickey. This is cool! I've never seen this! This rod is sick! What? That was the coolest ride. I swear, if their Avatar ride is like that, I'm gonna be so jealous. That was sick. I didn't know that existed.
The fact that it will be a California adventure. Now, fans have speculated it will be replacing Hollywoodland and extend into the Bus Plaza, but I still think it's going to be part of the Disneyland Forward expansion plot. It definitely matches this area on the plans Disney submitted. Now, nothing can be done with Disneyland Forward though until they do something with the Eastern Gateway. They need to build a new parking garage over the Pumbaa lot to make up for the lost cast member parking in the Simba lot. This whole area will be used for Disneyland Forward, and I think it's probably where Avatar will end up. Even if it does in fact go into Hollywoodland, they still need the extra 3.5 acres from the Bus Plaza for the expansion, so the Eastern Gateway needs to be built first. Disney can't commit to a timeline for Pandora until they have that figured out. So I have a feeling this land is realistically still 7 to 8 years away.
7 to 8 years? Jeez.
Number 3. Nights at Magic Kingdom are about to get that much brighter. Mark your calendars for summer of 2025 because a brand new nighttime parade called Disney Starlight will make its debut. This new parade will use the latest technology to bring all of our Disney dreams to life. Following in the footsteps of the original Main Street Electrical Parade, the Blue Fairy creates all the light magic that will float down Main Street.
That'll be cool.
The parade will feature characters from Peter Pan, Frozen, Encanto, and so much more. The last time Magic Kingdom had a nighttime parade was in 2016, so this is a very welcome addition to the park. Number 2. A big surprise at D23 was when they brought out Billy Crystal, the voice of the one and only Mike Wazowski, to announce
they're going to build the first Monsters
So
Inc.
excited for
land
this.
in a Disney park.
So
That's
excited.
right, Disney's Hollywood Studios will be getting a brand new Monsters Inc. land. It's gonna let us explore the world of Monsters Inc., where our laughter now powers the city to keep it running. Now, one of the best parts of the film was the Door Warehouse, and this new land will take us right there. This will be the first
So
suspended
good.
roller coaster in a Disney theme park, and it's gonna be exactly like the movie. The model that was on display gives us an idea of the layout. We're gonna load on the ground level, then just like the film, we're lifted up into the warehouse and we'll fly through the door vault. I can
I hope
only
it's not
imagine what
short.
it's gonna feel like flying around all those doors. The best part is that the door coaster was a rumored project that dates all the way back to 2007. It almost got greenlit back then, but seeing this concept dusted off was a pleasant surprise. Now you might
I
be
just hope it's
wondering,
not
where
short.
will Monsters Inc. go? Well, it seems as though Disney released 2 conflicting pieces of concept art. This one is most likely for Animation Courtyard, with the coaster replacing Launch Bay along with the old animation building, and this one replaces Muppet Vision 3D and that whole area. Now, I do think this concept is old because I happen to spot a 20 in the artist's signature. This leads me
I'll give y'all one guess where they put it. Sure wasn't with the old Little Mermaid crap. They definitely took away Muppet's vision. That I can confirm that. That's where it's going, unfortunately.
to believe it was drawn prior to the start of the pandemic in 2020. Then, as we know, any projects during that time that were in development were shelved. When they picked the concept back up, it appears they drew one for Animation Corp.
That one would have been so much. Like, I'm excited, but that one would have been so cool, man. Like, the ride could have been in the building, and It's fine. It's going to be great. But I like this more than I like the other thing.
Courtyard, which could technically fit anywhere here. The only issue with this location is that there are a lot of backstage office facilities that would need to be relocated.
That is the only freaking reason. I'm telling you. Because that is the perfect location.
On the Muppet side, there is nothing backstage to relocate. But is this space even large enough for Monsters, Inc.?
Apparently.
I mean, they could build into the parking lot, and Josh D'Amaro said construction was beginning next year.
Yep.
I really hope we don't lose the Muppets, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough where Monsters, Inc. will be going. Number 1.
Muppet Vision's where it's going.
Remember all that talk about what's beyond Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom? Well, Disney confirmed what's coming.
We are building a
So
Villain's
excited for
Land at the
this.
Magic Kingdom.
Villains Land got the loudest applause at the expo, and it looks...
Just because everybody loves villains. Like, I don't understand. Fuck, I can't wait, dude. This is going to be great.
exactly how you'd expect. It's dark, it's eerie, and it'll be full of all of those Disney villains we just love to hate. The new multi-acre land will be home to 2 major
Multi-acre.
attractions in addition to dining, shopping, and other experiences. It looks like there might even be some sort of roller coaster going through the land and what I would assume to be a dark ride. There is so much that can be done with the Disney villains, and I cannot wait to hear more. Now, it was also revealed that part of Frontierland would be reimagined with 2 brand new Cars attractions.
Here's the thing. I know what I said, that I was jealous of Disneyland. I do want that. That's sick, especially if it's like that Pirates of the Caribbean. But us Disney World people, we're eating, bro. I know we're losing like very like stuff that's dear to our heart, but it's gonna be a completely different park. I mean,
But what was left out was that it would be replacing Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. The day after D23 ended, Disney released this piece of concept
I don't
art
know if
which
I care about
shows
that
the
that much,
entire
though.
transformed
I
Cars
love
area in Frontierland. This
like
layover
that.
sort of gives you a rough idea of what it's going to look like. Now, just note that this is not Cars Land from California Adventure. It's a brand new original area that takes us past Radiator Springs, with the headliner attraction being this thrilling race rally across the frontier.
that'd be fun.
As
I
you
think.
take on the terrain, you'll climb the mountain trails, dodge geysers, and explore the beauty of the land. Looking at the ride harness and all the elevations in the terrain, the ride looks to be a lot more on the thrilling side. I'm really interested to learn more about this ride system.
I wish we got Radiator Springs strictly for like the neon lights. I'm a sucker for neon, so I wish we would have had like flows and, you know, all like the cozy cone and stuff would have been sick. But I'm excited for this.
Then the second attraction, which is right here, is set to be geared towards younger racers. Part of me thinks we'll be getting something similar to the Cars Flat Ride in Paris. Construction is set to start in early 2025, so if you are heading to the parks before the end of the year, definitely admire the Rivers of America. Take a ride on the Liberty Bell, jump on a raft to Tom Sawyer Island, and explore all of it, because before you know it,
Yeah,
this
it's gonna be
entire area will be defunct. These may not be the most popular attractions, but I really do love the atmosphere the river and the island create in Frontierland. It truly brought the park aspect into the theme park. It was placemaking for the original charm of Frontierland, but change is on the horizon. The new concept art has more of a national park kind of feel, with water features, pine trees, and streams. It actually reminds me a lot of Grizzly Peak at Disney California Adventure, which is a very picturesque land to walk through. Clearly, the focus of Frontierland is being shifted away from the Western theme into more of an emphasis on wilderness frontier exploration. With that said, it's obvious now Pecos Bill will be rethemed. Maybe it'll be turned into the Hungry Bear like Disneyland that's inspired by the Country Bears. I mean, this new direction for Frontierland as a national park still works really well, and it's gonna be wild seeing this river transformed. I'll definitely miss it, but I am very excited to see it all come together. This map shows you roughly how much land
Like,
the
that's
new
gonna be great.
Frontierland
That's
expansion
insane.
and Villains Land will actually occupy. Just based off the concept art, with this being the Haunted Mansion awning and the path traveling diagonally across to the other side, I do think part of the river butting against Thunder Mountain will be kept. I mean, this kind of looks like water. Now, thanks to a stormwater management permit that was just filed, we learned that these areas in purple are going to be filled in with gravel, which means that they will be used as staging areas for construction. Right now, these are just dense forested swamp areas, but this is a massive amount of land for staging. Once prep work is complete here, this will probably mean the Walt Disney World Railroad will have to close again. Disney has said these new additions will represent the largest expansion in Magic Kingdom history, and I believe it. A lot of exciting things are in store for this park. So, out of everything announced that...
Let me tell you, 2025 is already a big year, but these coming years, 2025 and onward, are going to be massive for Disney World, and I'm so freaking excited. I cannot wait to see these expansions start coming in place. I mean, it's going to be great between Cars Land, Monsters Inc. I'm so excited for, and all that stuff. I mean, it's going to be freaking great. I mean, Disney World's already, in my opinion, the best out of all the Disneys. But I mean, thank you so much for watching, and thank you again, TPM Vids, for making this amazing video for me to watch. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.